Hi there, we're at ASCO 2026, and this year we've been interviewing some of the biggest names within oncology care. We've been talking to some of the world's leading oncologists, but we also want to talk to some of the world's leading communication experts. And that's why I'm very excited to be here with Jim today.
I'm excited to be here with you too. I was here in 1996 to launch Taxotere. So it's 30 years.
Tell us about those first ASCO meetings then, and what you see and what has changed over the last couple of decades.
One thing that hasn't changed is the urgency. I think the urgency is bigger than ever, really, because what we're seeing is this alarming rate of diagnosis younger and younger. One big exciting development we've both worked on in the cardiometabolic world is the GLP-1s are taking one of the big risk factors in cancer down, which is weight loss, of course, but hopefully that will begin to help with the whole prevention side of this story.
Let's have a think about precision medicine right now. Jim, I know that this is something very dear to your heart. You've worked on many, many targeted therapies. What are you excited about for the future?
Well, the big one here, as you know, is very personal to me. My wife died of small bowel cancer, and that has been really undruggable for years. There's just so much excitement and, new around molecular medicine and what that can do to help us detect earlier, which is really the most critical factor. And then within that, treat more precisely each and every type of cancer. We have a lot of cancers to conquer.
And how do you think AI is helping to support that from a drug discovery, but then also communications perspective as well, to help educate oncologists faster and smarter?
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that because, we, of course, have always employed a strategy of following the data. AI has a lot of potential and is already helping us move much more rapidly into very specific areas. So many of the cancers are very particular in terms of how they're treated. So I do think AI will help and is already helping detect earlier, treat better, and track.
Let's talk about outcomes for patients throughout the world. And what do you think in terms of policy, guideline changes? What needs to happen so we can support the maximum number of patients?
So what has to happen is that all these organizations need to listen to patients, and they need to hear that voice and understand what patients really need and design clinical trials and regulatory processes, et cetera, that help get these medications to patients faster. Realizing that patients in cancer exist all over the world. They're not just in one country or your country, they're everywhere. So if we develop products that can treat across the globe, the better.
And Jim, finally, thinking about real chemistry for the future, what do you think is next for the organization?
Oh my God, there's so much. We're going to see, I think, greater reach into a lot of countries and regions where there are really exciting developments. We are leveraging all the new technology. We're not running away from it. We're not scared of it. And I think we could see us go from the 2,500 people we are to many more hundreds. There's nothing more important than great people when you're working in such an urgent, important, purposeful area as cancer. And I know all of us feel it from our hearts, and we do it because we want to make a difference. That's why we're growing.
Thanks, Jim, for your time today.
Thank you, and thanks for all you do. Cheers.